Hello everybody and welcome to my little creative corner in the world. My name is Tatiana and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. I go live twice a week, and on Monday nights, which is right now, I am currently doing a series of videos called Fantastic Fun Folds. Who doesn't love a fun fold? So for anyone who's watching for the first time, I'm a card maker, paper crafter, and I've been sharing my love for the craft online through these live videos on Facebook. You know you're watching live if you can see the little red live there. But my aim is to inspire some creativity in the world, and this series of videos is just showing some fun folds, because when you are making the card from scratch, you can have it different to store-bought cards. And one of the fabulous things that you could do is have a fun fold. They're not always all complicated. I'm starting off with some very simple fun folds for you to look at. And tonight we will be looking at a different version of a trifold card. We did a trifold card last week. And tonight we'll do another version, one where you can have a bit more space to write in, which is something I always find exciting, because sometimes you want to write a little more than just a standard greeting. Anyhow, enough chit chatter over here. Let's get to the craft desk and get stamping. Fabulous. Okay. Tonight I thought it would be fun, because it is Fantastic Fun Fold night, to use the Flowering Foil Specialty Designer Series paper, which is in the current Celebration catalogue, which is the second release from the 3rd to the 31st of March. And this is the stunning paper. It has 4 designs, and if you've been following me on Instagram or Facebook here, you would have seen that I took some of the paper on the weekend to the beach to colour, and this was one of them, and this is how I coloured it. I am really happy with how this looks, and I thought it would make an amazing, fantastic fun fold card. So that's what we're going to do, and I have an idea. Ooh, I've also got some ink where I don't want it. That's okay, we'll use that side and not that side. That's all you have to do. So I'm going to also need a blank version, and I want a blank uncolored version of the exact same spot as this one. So what we're going to have to do is, I did line this all up, but then let's find where the corner is. Aha, there. That is exactly that. So hello, Fran from Indiana. Yes, please do say hi when you are on. I haven't said that. Hey, Joanne, thanks for joining me. And thanks to you, Fran, as well. Hello, Kayla. Okay, so I'm going to cut this. When I took this paper to the beach yesterday, I had it cut just 6 inches in half. And hello, hello, hello. That is that. Perfect. It's exactly the same. Now I'm going to keep them together so that I'm getting the exact same spot cut, and I want 10 centimeters because I'm going to mount this on a card front. And which side shall we trim off? I think we'll trim off from there. But I'm having it 5 millimeters smaller than a regular card front, which this one is 14.35. Hello, Monica. Hello, Priscilla. Lots of people jumping in. Thank you. So now we've got 2 pieces of the, what's it called again? Mind blank. Flowering Foil Specialty Designer Series paper. 2 exactly the same spot of the DSP, but one I have already coloured, and the colours I have used are Mambo. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? I'm forgetting everything lately. Oh, I'll get there. It is this pink Melon Mambo. And the green is mint macaron. So it's all M colors tonight. Isn't that funny? Totally unplanned. And I just used an aqua painter, watered down the ink, painted it on, and then took some darker ink to put into the shadows. Ooh, okay, I will. Okay. Hopefully, hey Renee, hopefully that is going to solve the problem. I have switched over to Wi-Fi. Oh, good old phone. Okay, so we've got our card panels, and I do apologize again for those who are using letter standard paper. I am using A4, and that's where my measurements come. Let me know if it keeps freezing, because I have now flicked it off that. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to prep. I've got a full-sized A4 sheet of cardstock here in Melon Mambo. I got it. And that is going to coordinate with the flowers that we see here. Maybe that's too pink. No, it's okay. Can't be too pink. And we're going to be doing a side fold card tonight. And for that, we need to score down the middle, which for A4 is 10 1/2. Oh, good. Hello, Gina from Germany. Thank you for joining me. Oh, good. I'm glad it's better. Thanks, Kayla. Anyway, so I've scored that in half. If you're using letter paper, all you have to do is in half as well, and then cut in half. So when you cut in half, it'll be at 14.85 centimeters. And now I have my base, but to make it a trifold we need 3 panels. So I'm going to take this bit where we've got the score line, and I'm going to trim it off. Is that about 1/4 of an inch? I know I'm switching to inches now, but I'm going to trim it off about 1/4 of an inch, which is more like here. Well, let's do a centimeter because I can see that. So, yep, so I'm lining the score line, so yep, that's on camera, with the 1 centimeter mark. It doesn't have to be exact, it could be actually less, just under a centimeter. The main thing is that you can get a strip of this down there. Hello, Claire, thank you for joining me. This is my thing. I make cards, and I like to share with everyone how I make the cards, and I'm doing a series of videos lately on Monday nights called Fantastic Fun Folds. So that's a little summary for those who are joining me. And before I forget, I would like you, all of you, please, all of you, comment with a nomination of someone that you think deserves to receive this card in the mail, and I'll send it off to them on your behalf, because we need to cheer up some people in the world today. And at the moment, I am worried about international mail at this point in time, so I'm going to restrict this nomination selection to Australian addresses only. So just a quick, I want to nominate my friend, my aunt, my uncle, my babysitter, whoever you want, and why. And then I'll randomly select one person, it's nomination, and that card will be sent to their nominee. So you're not getting the card, your nominee is getting a card. You don't need to tag them as long as you're comfortable or that you think they would be okay with me getting their address. So that's kind of the main thing. So we've got our bits. We've got 2 pieces of colored paper, well, DSP, that's in the exact same position. You're going to see why I keep saying that in a minute. We've got our card base, which is simply half of A4 scored down the middle, and I'm going to burnish that fold right now. Oh, sorry, loud. And one thing I did forget. No, it should be okay. We'll see how we go first. And then we've got another piece which I've just cut a bit more bigger than that halfway point, and we're going to fold on that score line. And burnish that, and we're going to attach that to the card. Thanks, Priscilla. Can you briefly say why you would like to send a card to Julianne? But thank you. Yep, that will work. So this is basically the tri-folding bit happening, we need to add some adhesive here, and I normally do prefer the liquid adhesive, but I'm going to use the tear and tape tonight because it has got a stronger hold, and I don't, not that the liquid glue would fall apart, but when it comes for key points like a opening folding mechanism, I use the tear and tape. Hi Jenny, because it has that stronger hold, and it is a point in the card that has more movement than a thing, something that's just plain glued down. So I'm just taking the backing off that, and basically I'm setting that up and then butting the back, what normally would be the back of a regular card, up to that and sticking it down. And that, my dear friends, creates the trifold. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Ah, good call, Priscilla. So keep the nominations coming. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the very pretty coloured paper that I painted on the beach yesterday while taking some R&R while hubby was home with the kiddos. I am adding a little bit of glue and as well down the middle, and adding that to this panel. And you can see I've got a pink border around that. And now I'm going to fold in this card bit, and we're going to glue that in the same orientation. So I've still got it in the same orientation, and my kind of concept with that is that someone's going to get this card, and the paper is really pretty on its own, in all honesty. Don't you think? It's just so shiny. It's got some silver and I think it's, oh, what's it called? Let's see, rose gold foiling on it. Can you just see that? The leaves are gold, silver, and the flowers are all rose gold. So they're going to get that and think, oh, what a lovely card. But then they're going to open it up and go, wow. See, it's the same, but it's coloured. Ha ha ha. Sorry, and this is what I was talking about before, that trifold cards are fantastic. Well, this kind of trifold card, fantastic, because you have a lot more space. Hi, Elfie, to write. So if you have a longer message, you have much more space to write. So I'm grabbing 2 pieces of Whisper White cardstock, which are completely plain and undecorated at this point. And I'm going to adhere them to those 2 panels, but I guess you could also adhere them to this panel and really make a, oh, good nomination, Kayla. Sorry, yep, got that one. Thank you for nominating, Kayla. That's awesome. So we could put a panel there, but I'm going to decorate that side as well, so we don't need to worry about that bit. Oh, I've got a fly next to me. Don't you hate it when a fly buzzes near your ear? It's not very, ugh. It's ugh. It's very ugh. Okay. So these are cut to the same size as I cut that pretty paper. And speaking of the pretty paper, I want to use that on the envelope flap, but we'll get there. So this is how our card is shaping up to be. And this is, we need some sentiments now, I think. And I thought it would be nice to use this stamp set. It's the Peaceful Moments stamp set from the January to June mini catalogue 2020. And it's a sentiment only stamp set. And I wanted to put life is better with a friend like you. And on the inside, thinking of you with all my heart. Aren't they really lovely sentiments? So let's mount that. I'm just grabbing the stamp. I have already got it all attached to its sticker. So I've got that on the stamp, and what was thinking of you. Where's that? Friendship, thinking of you. There it is. Putting that down. Evening, Kathy. Thanks for joining me. Grab a slightly bigger block. There we go. I cleaned my blocks on the weekend. Isn't that awesome? It's always really nice to stamp with clean blocks. And we're going to add that on. I'm not sure how we want to add that. Life is better with a friend like you. I want to do, can I do that? Yes, I can. Okay. I'm going to stamp this twice. I like the sentiment too. Sorry, I am thinking on the kind of fly or on the go. I don't know what the right word is. So I'm going to grab my Stamparatus. I am probably making this a bit more complex for a beginner stamper, but it is fun because I need some creative outlet right now. I think we all do, which I'm trying to not talk about. So I'm lining up the stamp as best I can with the grid there underneath, but we are going to stamp firstly onto, oh, thanks Priscilla for sharing. I'm just inking this up in Memento black ink. It's a temporary measure. Yay, Judy, you made it. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm making trifolds and I've already kind of created the folds, but you can watch the replay. I'm just basically decorating it now. So I've stamped this on a, I don't know what this is called, I can't remember, but the tip came from Cheryl Miller from A Sense of Whimsy stamper in South Australia. I think she's South Australia. Someone correct me if I've got that wrong. Pretty sure she's South Australia. And this is a really cool way of lining up something perfectly. Yes, sorry, words are bad. Honestly, my brain is shattered. Okay, so we're going to first stamp the, I'm going to split this into two lines, and this is why I'm doing it here. She's South Australia, thank you. I want the life is better with a, actually no, sorry guys, I'm indecisive today. We'll have it as one long strip. So it was really unnecessary to stamp it on here. But we will stamp onto this piece of cardstock, which I'm looking for a magnet. And I do still want to use the Stamparatus because I'm going to two-tone stamp this. So I'm going to put a magnet down and I've cleaned the stamp. So I'm going to take my black, there we go. Yes, that's the other thing you can use. As Judy is saying, you can use the stamping. It's not quite acetate, Judy, because it's thicker and it's got a matte finish to it. Anyway, Stampin' Write marker in black, basic black, and Stampin' Write marker in melon mango. And I'm going to use the brush tip end and I'm inking up my stamp with the marker so that the word friend and life are in the melon mambo pink and the rest will be in basic black. I'm getting my words out. They are tongue twisters. Yes, Kayla, I almost called you Kayleen. That is right. It's polypropylene. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And you can do this without a Stamparatus, but the reason why I'm doing it with the Stamparatus is just in case it doesn't stamp clearly the first time, I can fix it up. So you just need to do a little breath onto that to reactivate, to moisten the ink. Pretty, but I'd like that fringe to be a little bit darker. So this is good. This is good that I took the time to use the Stamparatus, because the paper hasn't moved, the stamp hasn't moved, so I can just re-ink and stamp and get that perfect. Just looking for my chamois. Hello, Rosaline. Rosalie. Hello. Yes, honestly, I think our brains are filled with lots of stuff at the moment that talking and pronouncing words is challenging. And to be honest, it's challenging for me on a good day. Anyway. There we go. Life is better. It's not quite straight. That's my paper's fault, but we can straighten it with that. I'm worried it's going to be lost on this background. So we're going to find a way to unloose it. And that is a technical word. So to cut this straight, I'm now lining it sort of into my trimmer and making sure it's kind of straight, and then moving that out. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line the black text up in that groove right there. And now I know it's straight there. And let's see, same groove. Yep, I'm happy with that. So that's now nice and straight. The edges aren't, but that will be fixed in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Bing, bang, boom. So remember, those who are joining, please write a nomination to whom you think this card could be sent to, just to brighten their day, and I'll send it to them on your behalf, because I want to share something beautiful with the world at the moment, and I couldn't think of any other way of doing that. And we're going to mount this on some pink, on some Melon Mambo. So write your nominations, but I am restricting these nominations to be within Australia, and you don't have to tell me the name publicly, but you have to feel that they would be okay with you sending me their address. Or I can send it to you, but who knows, can you give it to them? And that is my kind of request. Please nominate people, and I'll let you know whose nomination by a random draw in my next live video. Just thinking how to mount and make this, would stick out better there, wouldn't it? Life is better with a friend like you. Actually, do you know what? I like it on the inside, and that is, you love trifold cards, yay Kay, they're wonderful out there. So we're going to really keep the front of this card simple. Not simple in a bad way, but elegant simplicity. And a life is better with a friend like you here, because I think it sits there quite nicely. But I'm going to add some ribbon. Let's see. Whisper White. This is beautiful ribbon. It is called Crinkled Seam Binding Ribbon. Oh, thanks, Judy. That's very sweet. Yep, love the ribbon, but we're going to color the ribbon to make it pink. So I'm just kind of eyeballing how much I may need of it. Thanks, Jenny. And I'm going to grab, oh, that was attaching itself to me. We don't have a Melon Mambo. Nope. Okay, I'm going to use the pink marker again. So we're going to do this now so that we can let the, so you can take your ribbon and color it, which is very awesome. And I'm just using the same marker as I did with that sentiment. It's Melon Mambo, so it coordinates with the colors I've already got in the card. And make sure it's flat, and all I'm doing is just, I've kind of leaned the marker on its side. The more times you go over it in one spot, the darker that spot will be. But this ribbon is crinkled, and I don't mind if it's not texturally same color, because I think it adds interest, and because the ribbon is quite thin, it's colored both sides quite nicely. I don't do it enough. It is gorgeous ribbon, Kayla. I don't color my ribbon enough, and I should. Someone said something about 2 cats. You can't use ribbon because of your 2 cats. Love it. Love the. That's so funny. I'm allergic to cats, so we don't have cats around. So I don't have that problem. I'm sure if my daughter was awake, though, she'd be very, very into the ribbon right now. So we're going to add that there, and then we're going to put the other sentiment, the thinking of you with all my heart, right here. And we're going to do the same technique, but I'm going to just wing it with the block, because this is, I should have stamped it before gluing the paper down, but you know, hindsight. And yeah, so all my lives I've always kind of creating and designing on the go, because that's just how I do them. So sometimes I feel like things don't work out as well as they could have, but this is life, and I'm keeping my crafting sessions real, keeping it real, hashtag. Though I am a perfectionist, so sometimes that's hard. There we go, and a little bit of a puff, and stamp. There we go, wonderful, perfect, love it. Stamp it, ship it. Well, Jenny, you're asking, thank you, Rosalie, for the comment on the colouring. I used the aqua painter. I explained that earlier in this video, and just that paper. I've missed a comment, Jenny, so I will read. They have hypoallergenic cats and a service dog. Yeah, I'm okay. Okay. I think a dog would be my more preference thing, but to be honest, I don't think I'm taking care of myself enough than to add another living thing into the mix of things right now. Maybe one day a doggy would be nice. Now I did want to add a little bit more decoration by taking that paper that I have already watercolored and cutting out some of these flowers. This is a really good bunch, but I'm going to start here. So I'm just taking the paper snips. I'm going to fussy cut this flower out. Because of the loose nature of the watercoloring, I feel that the cutting can be loose natured as well. But the trick is move the paper, not your scissors. So I know a lot of people don't like fussy cutting. And for those not in with the lingo, fussy cutting is exactly what I'm doing, is where you cut around an object or even on the line. But the key point is that you're cutting it out without any tools other than scissors. And we could decorate, I wanted to decorate the inside of this card particularly. And I'm going to take this flower here as well. Ooh, that page. So you can use this paper in all sorts of ways. You can just use it as a strip like I did on the front and on one of the trifolds, or you can fussy cut the bits out. Declan wants baby. Oh, Joanne, you didn't know about it? Really? Joanne's saying she wished she knew about the marker stamping coloring technique this afternoon. It says see more for your comment, so I will read it after this live. I do read all your comments, so if I do miss your comment while it's live, I do apologize. I can't keep looking at the screen. I do want to have these not go for hours and hours and hours. Though it would be nice to craft for hours and hours and hours, wouldn't it? But I do read all the comments, and I do take the time for that. So please do leave me a comment and I will get back to you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. This paper that I'm using you can earn for free at the moment, which is very exciting, and come end of March it's no longer available. So if you are interested, do let me know so that I can let you know how you can earn the paper for free. And because we've got plenty of writing space, I felt that it would be okay to have some of our flowers overlap onto here. Yes, you should craft. Kayla, is your little man at home though? Because it's harder to craft. Well, I find it harder to craft lately with the kids at home. So I'm just adding a score line to that flower because I want it to sit on the crease here. And the easiest way to have that sit on the crease is right there. Thank you for the comment. And I'm going to glue half down. So I swished a lot of glue on, but not too much. And what's really fabulous about this glue is it doesn't dry instantaneously, so I can move it around. Oh, he's at his dad's. Oh yes, of course, that makes sense. I mean, you're probably missing him to bits, but yeah, you don't want the poor little man to get sick. Hello, Joan, thanks for joining. For those who are joining, please do nominate someone who you feel could use with some cheering up with a card. So I'll be sending them this card that we're making tonight in the mail, explaining that I'm sending it on your behalf. So just tell me who it is without, you don't have to name their name, but as long as you think they'll be comfortable with me having their address. So this is our card so far. We're keeping it simple on the front, opening it up to some very bright, vibrant flowers, colored and with lots of space to write a message. And one last touch, which I should have done before I glued this flower down. Quick, quick, quick. It's ripping the paper as I pull this off, which isn't going to be too terrible if I can, as long as it doesn't show that it's ripped. Whew, okay. I'm going to stick it right down on top of where that is, so that's not a problem. But, oh, buzz off fly. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Put the bow towards the bottom. So this is the crinkled seamed binding ribbon from the mini catalogue, which I have coloured with a melon mambo marker to make it pink, pretty pink. And, it's a little loose. I do prefer it to sit a bit tighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of cheat, not quite cheat, but thank you, Kathy, for that nomination. I will read it after that, but I saw hip replacement in the words there. So I'm going to add a glue dot right underneath where that knot is, and that's going to hold it. Ta-da! That is going to hold that so that while I'm tying the rest of it, it's not perfectly holding down, but it's holding it down so that I don't have to worry about the tension. And now I can do my bunny ears, and it's lifted up. I thought I was feeling really clever with putting that glue down. But you know what, it did work. It did help. It's nice and not too tight, but it's not too loose now. Now be careful, the ribbon is, the color is coming out on my fingers. Good evening, Glenda. Thank you for joining me. I am kind of finishing up, but the replay will be there if you really want to see how I made this card. And I did glue the flower down before the ribbon by accident, but that's okay. Managed to pull off the flower, and I'm going to position it right there. Please don't forget to keep your nominations coming. I will close the nominations tomorrow night, Tuesday, what are we? 24th. And I will pull out a nominee. So nice and simple on the front, because the paper is quite very pretty with all that gold, rose gold and silver foiling. And the ribbon just to tie, make it up, just tie it up. No, not to tie it up, to decorate it up a bit more. Sorry, tongue-tied tonight. Then you open up to find the exact same part of the DSP colored in, and you open up further to find another sentiment and plenty of space to write. So we've decorated the inside of the card. What is not complete until we have decorated the envelope as well. So I'm grabbing a piece of, not a piece of, I'm grabbing, put that there. Let's open it up a bit. And I'm going to take, oh, where's that? Yeah, there we go. Taking the DSP, and we're going to decorate the envelope flap with the DSP. So all I do is I trace around the envelope flap on the edge, and then I cut out. It doesn't have to be perfect because the envelope flap won't be seen. Most people probably throw out the envelopes anyway, so it's just effect. But I have to say, any card that anyone has ever sent to me, I have kept the envelope as well, because, well, any of the handmade cards anyone has sent to me, because, well, one, I want to make sure I have your return address, and for two, the envelopes are normally decorated, and I know that you've put time and effort into that as well, and I don't want to throw that out. It's not trash, it's perfect. Thanks, Joan, for that lovely nomination as well. So there we go. Our envelope. How quick was that? It is super quick. So there we go. I know I've said that twice. There is our second version of trifold cards. Don't have the... Oh, yes, I do. This is last week's trifold card. I just want to compare the differences. Last week we did this kind of trifold card, so it still has the standard space for writing. Thank you, Kayla, for that, love. And it folds out, so a different fold as well. And tonight's trifold card I'm showing because sometimes you need a card where you need more space to write, and if you needed really extra space, you could have added more white, Wisterbur white paper here to fill in the whole entire. So, you know, if you're sending a group card or something like that, that's when that extra space is always needed. Thank you so much for watching and joining me, spending time with me. Ooh, I've given you an idea. Oh, excellent, Kayla. I am thrilled. I hope you have been inspired to do something creative or send a card to someone in need at this current time, well, any time, but now particularly in the crazy world we live in. I am going to sign off because I can rant and rumble and chit-chatter a lot. Please keep the nominations coming, and I'll let you know who is receiving my card in the next live on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and bye for now.